Wow, what a day. Grass is growing, all the dandelion, all the dandelions are growing, wild onions, all the little wildflowers. Man, the weather is just beautiful out here. The temperature's probably mid 70s right now. Light, cool breeze. Tree is blossoming, getting its leaves. Let's see. We got irises out here. I think that's what they are. They've been there for many, many years. There's our Rosa Sharon. It's getting some blossoms on there. I just trimmed this thing down last week or so. Trimmed them down real good because they were really tall. And my wife picked out some flowers. Those go dormant. I can't remember what you call them. Yeah, and that's a lavender, I think. That one there, some kind of a wildflower. I mean, not a wildflower, but just a regular flower. And there's some, I think they're pansies or something. Pretty. Those are nice too. Almost sounds like someone's chicken got up. But yeah, it's pretty out here. Let's look along the yard. No, I don't think he got out, but he's loud. Oh, there he goes. He's over in those other people's yard. Wow, look at this. There's a wasp right there on a flower. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Red wasp. I got my flip-flops on, so I better be careful. There are some, I don't remember if those are irises or tulips right there. Then we got some 4 o'clocks that are down in there somewhere that will be coming out. They're pretty, but they grow up tall, and then they kind of hang over. You know, they just kind of sag over. Yeah, I've got some weed eating to do. Wow. We got moles. They tear up the yard. So you put these things in the ground, sometimes on their little hills, and it's supposed to make them go away, but I don't know if it does or not. There's the old trailer from back in the day. It's really nasty. Our new neighbors in the back here own this property over here, and they're supposed to be taking it out sometime or another. And there's my project that I was working on a couple weeks ago that made my left arm and shoulder hurt because I'm crawling around down in there cutting out roots and stuff. Crepe myrtle there. Crepe myrtles are kind of sentimental to me because of my sister-in-law that passed away just before COVID hit. She had these in her front yard at her house, and she'd always had me come over and trim them down for her. And hers would grow so high that they'd be touching the roof of the house, so she didn't like that, so she had me come over and trim them down for her all the time. So these here are just, I don't know, I guess someone planted them a long time ago. I don't know if it was my brother-in-law or the people before him that lived here, but I just trimmed around, I just cut stuff around them, and just gonna let them grow. There's that stupid dog over there barking at me again. Got that old rickety fence back there that has been there for many, many years and had trees and roots and vines and all kinds of crap growing up through it, destroyed it over time. And the people that live back here are supposed to eventually put a chain link up along there. And don't know yet if they're gonna, want to take ours down and replace it with theirs or not. I mean, they'll ask, If we want to keep ours, then they'll probably just put it right on the other side of this one. But some of the trees are on their property and some of them are on our property. Still got to clean this mess up over here. It's got these big old vines. Things are huge. I try to trim them out because they're a pain. But yeah, then over here, got the big old roots sticking out of the ground here from this tree. It's a pretty good sized tree. It's got a steel fence post growing right up the center of it. There's some fence wire that's grown up inside there. My brother-in-law, when he lived here, he had this section right over here. This right in here, see this concrete thing sticking up? Well, I don't know if it was here before my brother-in-law or not, but from here on up to this corner, and then coming right here, you see these cinder blocks that are going right down the way here. And then all the way right to about here, and then curved and went straight down that way. That's my burn pile that I need to burn. And it goes, see that fence post right there? Wow, it's getting tall over here. Golly. I see this, went to that fence post and then went, see that cinder block ridge right there? It goes all the way down this way, right to there, and right there to that fence post, and then there's this little tree. And then there's a ridge that goes, I started piling rocks on top of that ridge. So yeah, this was all a garden. This was all a garden right through here. That my brother-in-law and my mother-in-law, they tended it for a while, and then I think after my mother-in-law passed away, I think my brother-in-law just kind of gave up on it, just let it grow up. So this all right through here was a forest. This was all trees, nothing but trees. Little trees, weeds, brush, just a big old mess through here. And when we moved in here 2 or 3 years ago, we had to clean all this up. It was quite something. It's been a challenge living in this old house. But there's our deck we just got through building last year. Still want to finish it. boy, it's nice out here. So yeah, we have a rider lawnmower that my brother-in-law had and left, you know, left behind to us when he passed away. It's an old John Deere, and comes in handy for this big yard. This is 2 lots, so it's nice. I love having this room out here to be able to do so much in. Had this big old fire pit that I created with rocks and bricks and stuff out of this yard. All these rocks, 95% of these rocks come out of this yard as I've been working on it. There's a brick right there, a couple bricks that say Tulsa on there. It's upside down, but I guess it's like Tulsa Brick Company or something maybe. But yeah, just thought I'm drinking my coffee, and there's my little sitting area right there, a little table and chairs that I got from my sister-in-law's house after she passed away. I wanted something of hers that reminded me of her all the time, you know, and this was on her little porch in their backyard, and I never really sat at it, you know, but I just always thought it was kind of cute. And then that music stand right there was Jeremy's that he got when he was in marching band and jazz band and all that kind of stuff. It's laying on the ground now because it had ants all over it. When I went to do a beer review yesterday, I just kind of dropped it, let it knock off all the ants, but I need to pick it back up. I prop my phone up on that and sit there and do reviews sometimes in the spring and summer. There's a couple of my burn barrels. I don't use them much anymore since I have my burn pile, but I just hold on to them. Keep that lid on there, that big old board, to keep it from getting a bunch of water in there and stuff. And there's my little ecological, I don't know if that's the word, my little ecological little log pile for stuff to live in. You know, I always put walking sticks, different kinds of walking sticks in there when I find them in the yard, and I put toads in there, lizards of all kinds, and stuff like that. Snakes, if I find some little gray snakes, I'll sit on there, let them go in there. So there's a lot of living creatures that are living inside there, just making it a big old home. I just keep adding, you know, logs to it as I cut them out of the yard, and just let it grow. Just let the pile grow. And I mean, they're rotten. They're rotting at the bottom where it's muddy and wet. Termites are living in there and stuff. But I like nature. I'm a nature guy. All kinds of life. I've always been that way. So, bugs, man. When I was a kid, I played with bugs. My mom would always say, "Where's Jerry?" Or my dad would say, "Where's Jerry?" And my mom would say, "He's out probably playing with them bugs again." Ants. Ants were my fascination. I would find ants wherever I moved to, and I would see what kind of ants lived in that, you know, that city, in that state, in the neighborhood, whatever that I lived in, and I would scoop up their piles, their homes, you know, their holes, whatever, put them in a bucket and just kind of watch them. You know, they gather their eggs and their queens together, and they'd start building homes and stuff. It was really interesting for me to watch. Now, I still find them interesting outside, but little suckers are getting in the house, and when they do that, then that's a problem. Okay, I just thought, you know, while I was drinking my coffee, just kind of show you about the yard. I guess I'll go inside and see if the wife's up and around and get ready to start our day. Y'all have a good weekend, and we will see you on the next one. All right, bye.